people hate on denominations.
Right.
The idea of denominations.
Yeah.
But I think as of right now, at this point in church history, denominations are actually a very good thing.
Yes.
Because what it enables you to actually follow your conscience as you see the Word of God, as you believe the Word of God ought to be interpreted.
Yeah.
Right? And so you've got our Reformed Baptist brethren who are convicted to the heart that we should not baptize our babies, that only those who can profess faith should be, and demonstrate that they are regenerate at some level, make a credible profession of faith, ought to be baptized. And they truly believe that.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for them to have a place that they can worship the Lord.
Yeah.
And then for us to have a church where we worship the Lord and we go through these practices that we believe that baptizing babies is biblical. They believe it is not biblical. And so, but we can both agree on building the kingdom.
Right.
Right?
And we can even be in the same denomination.
Well, that's what I was getting to, is the fact that in the CREC, we can even be in the same denomination. So denominations are actually good because they provide the Christian with the ability to actually follow their conscience as they see, they see fit,
Exactly.
And I think that, was that necessary to separate separate into different denominations before? Yes, but we are at a crisis moment in the battle.
Right.
And if you are Reformed, if you hold to covenant theology, if you are, if you are holding to the Word of God, confession, like we said, holding to the dark roast Reform stuff, right? If you're covenantal, confessional, and Calvinistic.
Yeah, Philadelphia, London Baptist.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Let's link arms and fight this battle together, this cultural war together.
Because there's nobody that we have more in common with.
Right.
And so, like, rather than doing the typical fleshly thing, which is like, the people closest to me are the people I hate the most.
Right.
Let's not do that. Here.
Right.
Let's link arms, and we have so many other pressing battles from the world right now.
Yes. And right now, we don't have the luxury of, infighting has a negative connotation. It's necessary to work out our doctrines.
Sharpen that iron.
Exactly. But we don't have the luxury of dividing over baptism right now, I believe, because we are currently under threat of a tyrannical state that is coming for our rights, coming for our children.
And how many people in the church are bowing down? They're hearing the bagpipes and they're like, "I love me that
they're
golden
paying that
statue."
incense to Caesar.
Yeah, well, I don't want to get thrown in the furnace here. No, I'll bow down.
Yeah, exactly. No, exactly.
Yikes.
And so that's what's happening. So if we've got strong brethren saying, "No, we're not going to bow down. We disagree on baptism." We say, "Okay, that's great. Let's do this. Let's do this together."
Yes.
Maybe in 500 years, we won't, we'll work this out.
But I think that, like, when the question, to come back to Drew's question here, is that when somebody says Baptist in America, they probably aren't necessarily thinking of an Al Mohler and a John Piper kind of person. Is that just generic altar call, American church, Baptist, America, first letter M.
Yeah.
That kind of Baptist. And I think we do have a significant difference with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So even there, I was referring specifically to our Reformed Baptist,
which you said
brethren,
most of the time.
Our 1689 Reformed Baptist confession. That's what I said. Confessional covenantal,
Baptist,
and
Reformed.
Calvinistic.
Yeah.
Now, as we'll get into in a second, it's a different version of covenantal,
right?
Especially, particularly with a view towards our children, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
So. To get down into that, so that was our little side quest on defending denominations. They're good because it provides us the avenue to worship according to our conscience. However, they're only good, just to circle back to this and put a cap on it, they're only good if you are in agreement that we are both in it together as far as building God's kingdom. Right? So if
that's
denominations
the
are at each other's...
Catholicity piece.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Catholicity piece, Because if we're at each other's throats, particularly Bible-believing denominations. So I'm thinking of, Reformed Baptists, Reformed Presbyterians, even those Reformed Baptists who would never go to a CREC church because they can't stomach the sight of a baby getting baptized. Even them, as long as they say no, and I understand why they wouldn't want to come to our church. Because if you really believe that, a child having communion is eating and drinking damnation upon themselves, I can see why that might rub you the wrong way. But if you can say, okay, I don't agree with you, but let's build God's kingdom together. Let's link arms to take the city for Christ. let's do it.
Right.
Okay. It's
Amen.
good that we can worship separately. That's fine.